Welcome back to Stitchy AF and another stitch with me on Gamer by Gecko Rouge. I hope everyone has had a good week. I know mine has still been crazy. We're not getting any less crazy as the year goes on. Unfortunately, I've just... Whoop. Yeah, that's probably better. Pulled my piece towards me. It's hard getting this set up right because then you think you've set it up and then you go to get comfortable and you're like, oh, I didn't set that up as good as I probably could have. I, as you can probably tell, did not get much done on Gamer. Since I last recorded, I did get her eye finished and her eyebrow on this side of her head. So, I mean, I did get that. That's good. But I did think I'd probably be working underneath it here by the time I recorded next. But it didn't really work out that way. That's alright. Not a problem. This little bit will be a flower in her hair. So we've got one little petal started here, but then that's about the extent of that. Oh, for a second there I thought I didn't have my scissors beside me. I was gonna get real mad at someone in this house if they moved my cross stitch scissors away from my away from my stitching corner. That wouldn't have been very good. Okay. This is red. Is this part of her hair? That is part of her hair. Where have I parked it from? Oh, a background bit. What is that background? Oh, this might not even be. The flower starts more down here. I'm gonna leave that little bit for the second. Let's go with this little bit. I thought I was further down the pattern than I am for some reason. I have to keep referring back to the cover picture to try and work out whereabouts I am. Look for landmarks. Like a little alien, or did I? What have I done? Oh, I've gone through the middle of that. So this is going well. Can't thread a needle. There we go. Finally. No, that's the little petal. This is the flower. I think I was right the first time. Because this is the little petal. this is the start of the flower. I know exactly where I am. I just don't sound like it. Yeah, I didn't get quite as much stitching done this week as I thought. I don't actually think that I did any stitching this week. It's been a bit hectic. And we've bought Animal Crossing for the Switch, and we've only just got a Switch. Like, I didn't get one when it first came out, so I mean, everyone who plays video games and stuff is like, Animal Crossing, great, everyone's had that for years. But I'm a bit slow on the uptake. Anyway, we've bought that, so we've been... Oh, stabbed myself. We have been playing that a little bit, so that's probably taken some of my stitching time. The boys are playing it now, and they're like, we'll sit in your room, we'll just be really quiet. But then Ben, as he like plays things, he talks out loud. He can't not kind of talk himself through something. So I was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to... Oh, I thought I would have that then. I was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to just sit there and not talk, so you've got to go. Yes, vocalizes everything, so... He asked me the other day, in the car on the way home from dance, he said to me, Mum, because you play The Last of Us, if we had a real zombie apocalypse, do you know how to make all of the weapons? And I said, I could rig a few things up if I had the ingredients, but I was like, I don't know how to make like weapons. Anyway, he said to me like, I think I'd be good in a zombie apocalypse. And I said to him, Ben, you would be the first one eaten because you don't know how to not talk long enough. I was like, that zombie would hear you and it would have you. So he wasn't very happy with it. He was like, I would survive. I forgot it. Oh, there we go. I had one of my threads hanging over there, got caught on the back. I didn't really think that through when I placed it over there. Yeah, so we talked about how they were like, so then all the kids are like, no, I could do it. I'd be fine with a weapon. You could give me a gun. And I was like, yeah, no, I couldn't give any of yous a weapon. I was like, I said, you can't even sit on a lounge without wrestling with each other and hurting each other. And I said, so I'd give you something to defend yourself with, and then the next thing I'd hear is, I wasn't jumping on the couch, but Ben's lost an arm. I was like, yeah, not gonna do it. I was like, sorry guys, I love you, but you'd have to go. I was like, I'd have to sacrifice you. Sacrifice you for my survival. You know, like a good mum tells her kids. Oh. Anyway, it was a very funny conversation. Very random. Ben just... Ben just brought it up. Wanted to know if he'd survive an apocalypse. So funny. We had the first soccer games of the season today, so I'm doing this a little bit later than I normally would, because we had to go just to a little town near ours, so it was about 40 minutes away to play soccer. And it was so hot. Because they've gone up a grade, we have more players on the field this year than we did last year, so we don't have as many subs. So we only had one sub, and then so the poor boys, they didn't really get a break. They were kind of on for the whole game mostly, and it was so hot. They all looked so exhausted. I felt really bad for him. I had to buy Josh like an extra bottle. Like, he drank all of the water we took with us, so I had to buy him an extra bottle of water and a Gatorade, because then the shop that was there, because it was so hot, was running out of water. So, but they played really well. They didn't win, but in the age group that Josh plays for, it's not competition level anyway. He's still too young for it to be a competition one, so the scores don't really matter. I mean, obviously the kids like to know and that, but it's not a big deal. But they played really well. But yeah, it was just, it was so hot, so it was exhausting, like exhausting heat even for me, just to be sitting outside in it. Ben had his iPad there because he was doing his drawing. So I'm trying to get him to chase the shade so that he wasn't sitting in the sun to do it, because he hasn't been feeling too well. He hasn't been feeling too well. And then I was like, then I just made him sit in the sun for an hour and a half today, so I was a bit worried about him, but he's alright. I think he's feeling a lot better today than he was yesterday. I need to just tuck that away so that I stop. Yeah, so hopefully by the end of this month I'll have finished all along here, and then I'll this is like the top half going like widthways. It's definitely not half, you know, in the length, but yeah, and top half on this first kind of pass over the pattern will be done, so that's exciting. So then, yeah, I'll start working on the... on the second half of it soon, so that'll be good. Finish off the banner at the top, and then that kind of top bordery part, because I don't think, oh, we'll get her headphones and then this other big flower that's in her hair, we'll get parts of those done. Oh, I don't know if the camera is picking that up, but there is a cat, teeny little cat hair there. I used to have tweezers that sat beside me, but, oh, there you go, got it anyway. But I don't know where my tweezers are. I think her face turned out really well. It's a shame, and I don't know, because obviously, like, the further you look back on it, the better the image is. Oh, sorry. Oh. But yeah, it doesn't look like her, like, you can't really tell that this is like the blue of her eye from this close up anyway. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm liking the detail on it, the way it's coming out. Need that here. So that bit is black anyway. I'm gonna try and get this bottom bit done. If I put in a good session, I could probably get this bottom bit done this weekend. But then I have a few other projects that I do want to touch, on, so we'll see how we go. I did do some work on a couple of little ornaments, which was one of my Whipgo calls was to stitch an ornament, and I've done that. I did 2 little ornaments earlier this week, so I think I started them on Sunday. I might have even finished them both on Sunday too. Well, I've got to remember to tuck them under my needle. And yeah, so I've done a couple of little ornaments that I've got finished. I've done a bit of work on my rainbow succulent, which is good, but because I didn't do anything on it last. I was about to say last year, and then I was like, that's not right, and then I was about to say last week, and I also was like, that's not what I was trying to say. I didn't do anything on it last month, which has put me a month behind in the progress I wanted to have on it. So I'll have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll have to put a bit more time into that one. I do enjoy doing it because I'm also doing that in this Royal Rose method, which has made it a bit more of a bearable pattern to stitch. So I picked it up the other day. I've done it 1 day or 2 days this month so far, and I found that I made really quick progress on it. Because it is a fun stitch, but it is just blocks of colour, so it's a good one for if we're watching something on TV and I kind of can zone out to a point on my cross stitching and just kind of mindlessly stitch away there. So it's always good to have a project like that where you've got a little bit of mindless stitching that you can do while you're kind of a little bit distracted. Ooh. Whoops. Oh. Out of the way, buddy. Oh, this is going to be another one of these things where I'm going to look at this and think, oh, that purple needs to go. I'm a bit like, there's a few times this dark purple has been alright around the outside of her hair where there's a gap because it blends into the background, so it helps it kind of all blend. But there's a few times where it's gone into the hair and you can tell, and that's why I've unpicked it. I've unpicked it because it didn't quite look right to me. I might do that again. It's caught on a loop from the back there. Alright, let's move on. Oh, this little piece isn't gonna get me anywhere. This is the tricky part about the conversion, is that sometimes I do have to kind of like stitch something and then depending on how it looks it might need to come out or not. But by the time I finish the tower I can kind of tell whether I want to remove it or whether I think it could stay like that and be fine. So yeah, you can kind of go both ways and I don't really know until after I've kind of stitched it and then am looking back on it. What number is that? Number 70. Oops. Ow. Second time I stabbed myself in this video. Perfect. Okay. Back to it. Get out of here. Ugh, this bottom bit is driving me mental with all of these. I mean, it's no different really, but I guess it's just bulky because of where I've finished all the other kind of like columns down, but for some reason they're annoying me more, all of these hanging threads that I've got laying around now that I'm down here working, so yeah. Yeah, we're getting close to the first lot of school holidays. Close to Easter, which I haven't done anything about. So I'm not prepared for that at all. But I'm also not super prepared for the school holidays again. It feels like they just went back from their Christmas break and now already we're, you know, getting close to Easter. So I better get onto that. But yeah, it's the very first day of the holidays is actually our local show day, and Ben and Viola will be doing their first dance performance of the year. So they'll dance on the Saturday and the Friday and the Saturday of the show. So they're getting very excited for that. We've got rehearsals and costume pickup happening in the next couple of weeks, and yeah, it's really exciting. V is really excited. I did her hair up the way that she's going to need to have it done up for her performance today, because I was like, oh, you want me just to do your performance hair for you? She was like, oh, yeah. And then I did it, and then I was like, alright, well, I can fix it to put it, like, to give you a proper ponytail for today. And she was like, no, leave this. And she's off with a wild high ponytail to the side. It looks very adorable. I'm so excited to see them perform. I love watching them perform and play their sports. I was a little bit upset today because it's Othello's first game. First ever soccer game. Like, this is his first year joining soccer. And first year playing a sport at all. And today was their first game, but I couldn't go because I had to be in the other town for Josh, because unfortunately they're not on the same soccer team, because so many kids signed up. They're in separate teams, which means that, yeah, I had to miss Othello's. So, but that's alright. I asked his mum to take some video, because he's my stepson, so, and my partner is at work, so he also had to miss out on all of the soccer games. So we asked if they could just take some video for us and send us a picture of him in his jersey and stuff when he got there and got given it. So I'm just waiting for them. I haven't heard anything back yet about how he went with his game, so I'm just waiting to see the videos and hear all about it. Oh yeah, it's hard when you've got, two kids doing the exact same sport and they're, playing at the same time, but 40 minutes apart from each other. So I'll have to, it won't happen very often that they'll be that far apart from each other. So we will, next week I'll be able to watch him play. And if they do happen to play at the same, because normally they would play at the same field at least. But yeah, because Josh was playing an away game, I had to miss Othello's, but for the most part they should be playing at the same field, so I'll either get to watch both games, or I can, if they happen to play at the same time, I'll be able to float between the two and watch them both play. Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's so good for the kids to have something, something to do, be a part of a sport. Josh has been playing soccer for 3 years now, and that first year that he started playing, just the confidence boost he had, and yeah, just, you could just see him really, his personality really came out, and yeah, I just keep saying it was the best thing for him, that it was the best thing for him signing up to play soccer, because he just blossomed. Like, he's everything about him. He used to kind of be like the one in the family that would just go along with what the other kids told him to do, and he was a little bit quieter, a little bit more reserved, because Ben's kind of like the, you know, he's the clown and he's outgoing and he's all of that. So Josh was a little bit like reserved, and then he started playing soccer and his confidence just, it was just so, made me so proud to watch just how much he really, really enjoyed himself. He's really come into it. And so I think, you know, getting V and Othello into sports, it'll be really good for them, because they're both pretty shy kids to a degree. Like, they seem alright with other kids, like at school and stuff, but like if we were to go somewhere, they'd kind of just cling to me and my partner. Even if we just go to visit family, they get a little bit like they don't want to be in a separate room to us where the other kids will go off with the cousins and play. V has, obviously she's a lot younger, so she's more used to everybody now, so she's kind of okay, she'll go off, but Othello's still a little bit like, he just kind of wants to be near us. So I think it'll be really good for him, a good confidence booster to do it. He was so excited this morning when we were waiting for his mum to come and pick him up to take him to soccer. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. It's hard because it, you know, with all the running around we end up having to do for them, to get them to trainings and rehearsals and performances and games and all of that, but it's so worth it when there's not even a knot there. Like, I don't really know what is happening at the... okay, there we go. There wasn't a knot back there, but it didn't want to pull through. Must have been a real tiny one or something. Yeah, I think it's rewarding for kids to have something that they enjoy and gives them a few of those life lessons that team sports can give you. Josh has his futsal grand final on Tuesday, and because it's the same, it's most of the kids out of his same soccer team, so we were saying goodbye at the soccer game today, and then one of the other mums said to me, like, I don't know if I'm prepared for Tuesday, and I said, I don't think I am either. Because in the semi-final nearly did us in. We were so like nervous, and as they were playing, so we were like, I don't know. And I said to her, when they start playing soccer competitively, I was like, I said, I don't know how we're gonna do it. We might not be able to watch the games because we just got so into it. They played amazingly. So anyway, we've got to prepare ourselves for Tuesday and what the game will bring. I've explained to Josh that I was like, you know, it's exciting because it is our first kind of competition that they've been in this type of a way, and where it's actually like ranked and recorded and all of that type of stuff. As I said to Josh, like, you know, it's exciting. We might be nervous for it, but oh, okay, I see what I did there. I was like, oh man, how far back did I muck up? But it was literally just this last cross. Whew. But I said to him, like, you know, being in the grand final means that you're already top 2. So you're not going to, I said, worst case scenario, we're second. Like, and that is still awesome. So, preparing him, because I don't want him to, I thought, like, they're going to be crushed if they lose. But I want him to realise that even coming second is a pretty big achievement in their first legit competition. So, yeah, it'll be good though. The boys are just, they're very competitive. So even like the age limit we play at, it's not like, it's not competition level, and we're not really meant to rank, like, to worry about the scores or any of that type of stuff. Like, we're not meant to really talk about that with the kids. You're meant to just be like, oh, everyone's had fun. But our boys, they know. They keep those stats. They want those stats. They're pretty tough. Like, they don't let it, like, yeah, they get bummed about it, but they work harder. And I think sometimes you need that. Like, I get the whole, I get the reasoning behind everyone needs an award and participating is, I get that, but I also think that there's times in life where it doesn't really work out that way. Like, you've got to get used to winning, you got to get used to losing, you got to get used to, like, all that type of stuff, and it's how you deal with that is what shows character. So it's how you deal with your loss, it's how you deal with even being a winner. I think that's kind of where it really shows your character as a person. And the boys, they do so well at that. Like, you can tell they're upset. You can tell they, you know, because they really want the win. So you kind of see that in them, but they are very good sportsmen. So they will congratulate, they know that they cheer on if they're, you know, like if they're sitting in the subs area and the other team, you know, scores a really good goal or something like that, like, they know that you still cheer it on, you still say, like, you did a really good job, all of that type of stuff. So I give the boys a lot of credit. For their age, they are great sportsmen. And it doesn't hurt. They put their heart and soul into it and they work hard, but they cop it on the chin if they have a loss or something like that without, you know, letting it affect them. It motivates them to work harder. To get where they want to get. And I think I do want to put them in. Okay. Oh, I'll get that one too. Okay. I think that's what I want. Oh, they've obviously done something great over there. You can hear Benny screaming from his room. Yes! Okay. I think actually, where'd that one come from? I think actually that could probably just be cut. That's stitched behind all of those other ones. Work out. This. And that one I'll get out of the way and put it over there. Okay. And then I can go in with this one. Ooh. Why is that so uneven? Sure. I'm so close to 15% of this being done. It's ridiculous. I thought I would have gotten there in my last stitching session when I was finishing up this one, but yeah, when I finished it, like I'm 19.96 now, and I think when I first started this block it was like 19.8 something. Like, it was so ridiculously close. So after this black, I wonder if we'll go over that 15% mark. I really do feel like I've achieved so much on this in the last couple of months, which is awesome. There was a point last year where I was just like, I'm getting nowhere. Little bobbins are amazing for holding all of like my parked threads, but the little plastic bit at circle at the top, it catches my loop a lot from my string as I pull it through. it'll like loop around that little plastic bit right at the top, get stuck there. So, I know some people enjoy my updates on the puppy. So, this week, this little rat bag, we had a box of kids' melatonin chewable tablets delivered. And normally, like, the box is small, so normally the postman puts it, it fits up in our mailbox. And so I thought, oh, he'll have put it there for sure. That'll be fine. The dog can't get to it. Well, we get home, and sure enough, there's a box ripped up everywhere. I was like, oh my god, if this dog has swallowed all of these tablets, I'm gonna be like beside myself. Luckily, he didn't get into any of the containers, and they're actually, most of the bottles, because I buy in bulk for the kids, most of the bottles are glass, so he couldn't chew through them. So there was only 2 bottles that were plastic, and all he had managed to do was just puncture them with his teeth. He hadn't actually been able to have anything out of them. And I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was like, worst dog mum ever. So I said to my partner, I was like, this weekend your priority is getting that mailbox finished that has the little parcel hatch to it, so that Bear stops getting to our parcels. Because yeah, we have one postman who won't come into the yard because the dogs are here, which is fine, completely understandable. I think that's actually like policy, is that they're not allowed in a yard with a dog. Totally understand. And he is generally really, really good at leaving them up in the mailbox where they can't kind of get shaken out. Or he just leaves the slip and I'll pick up the parcel from the post office. Doesn't bother me. But we have the other postman who just does not care that the dogs are in the yard. He's met the dogs. The dogs are really friendly. Like, they're not going to bite anybody, but policy's policy. So I don't know if he really should be coming in. But he will come in and he'll just sit everything by the front door. And it's like, great, I appreciate that you're not going to like make me drive to the post office or whatever to pick it up. But then Bear just, yeah, he wants to chew at it. So we got away really lucky that time, but I said to my partner, like, that is your main focus this weekend, is getting that mailbox finished. Because he's got everything he needs. Like, he's literally could have had it finished ages ago, but he just hasn't bought the paint that he needs to paint the door, which is to some degree a little bit frustrating, considering, like, it's what he's doing is he's converting an old Holden Commodore door into a mailbox that has like the mail thing at the top, but then also like a parcel deposit area. So there's a parcel hatch and they can put a parcel in it. And he is So very clever. It's going to look really cool. He's got it all sorted. He's got everything welded up, whatever, the way he needs it to be. He just needs to paint it. And he's got this plan on how he wants to paint it, because he wants it to match this certain racing car, this obviously a Holden, from some year, and he's drawn the design out, like he knows what he wants. He's so it's going to look really cool, because he always nails stuff like that. Like, he is super talented at things like that, and he like went to school for engineering, so he knows how to do all of the building stuff. But he just needs to paint it. It's a car door, so he needs car paint, and he works at a car parts place. Like, he works at a car shop that sells the paint that he needs. He's there 4 days a week. Every week. And he just like, oh, I just don't have the paint. And I was like, yeah, but you work at the place that sells the paint you need. And he's like, yeah. So anyway, I finally said to him, like, get it done. You can't delay it anymore. Bear needs us to get that sorted for him. So he's finally bought the paint. Ugh, I was like, could you make any less sense, mate? Just so that'll be good. I'm excited to see it once he's painted it, because yeah, he just, things like that he's really clever at. And he does it all freehand, and it comes out looking amazing. As a kid, he made just out of wood, he made exact model replicas of F1 cars, and we have them on display here with some of his other like F1 merchandise. But he's yeah, just as like a 7-8-year-old kid, I see his perfect replicas, scale models, just from watching them on the TV. He worked out, you know, this is what they need to look like, this is what I need to do to build it, and just made them. Very talented. So we're lucky to have him, because yeah, I just say, oh, I'd really like this, and then he whips out his book and he draws a draft, and he's like, you want it like this? And I'm like, yeah, do that. And he's like, alright, no worries, done. So that's not me. I'm not artistic. I can't do that. I mean, I can do cross stitch, but I'm not, yeah, I'm not artistic in the way that I could draw or paint or any of those types of things. Ben is very good at drawing, and he creates his own comic books and that type of stuff. He's practicing a lot, and he has a program, he has like an app on his iPad that he uses quite a bit, and he makes some really cool stuff. So he's very good at that type of a thing, but not me. He doesn't get that from me. He doesn't get it from his dad either. But yeah, he's very talented that way. But yeah, it blows me away. My partner can just do it from, he can just like Google an image and then freehand draw. So, you know, like the kids all want to colour something in, and I used to just print them. I used to just Google colouring in pages of whatever they wanted and then just print them out for them. But yeah, my partner's like, what do you want? And then he just freehand draws something. So they ask for all sorts of elaborate things now. So now I'm like, oh well, you've done that to yourself because you've told him you can draw it, so it's good. These ones have come untucked. Get back in there. Sure. I don't actually really know where I'm at anymore. What am I doing? Oh, okay. I've worked it out. It's the hardest part about this. Like, I can highlight all the ones that I need to do that are going to be this black colour. So I know what symbols I'm converting, but I can't like mark any done unless I mark them all done, and so sometimes I get a bit lost. Sometimes I have to like take a minute to be like, where am I? Itchy nose. Da, da, da. No, one more line there, and a few sprinkled around the bottom. Oh. And then there. And there. Let's go end that one because what is the point? Plus it's going to annoy me having all these ones down here when we are going to move on to, you know, we're going to move sideways, not down, so I'm going to have all these ones at the bottom here. These parked threads sitting at the bottom while I'm fiddling around at the other side. Okay, let's get moving with this. Where is this one? 29. 29. Random song stuck in my head. Circus theme chain. I was thinking of the Madagascar version from the Afro Circus. Ooh, excuse me. Get rid of that. I don't know why that's still sitting there annoying me. So, go in there. You go down here. And down here. Okay. I'll park that. What's another thread added to the list? Where am I parking that? Down there. 1, 2, 3, 4. $59. Well, $60, so this must be $50. Perfect. 58, 59. Because that's how numbers work. Oh, that little bit's not going to help me. I need a big bit. Big bit, big bit. Yeah, so not a lot going on here other than children and dog escapades. It's been working. I was talking to my partner the other night about probably having to study again, because the university that I work for, if you want to get promotions higher than kind of where I am sitting now, I have to study. I have to have degrees and that type of a thing. So yeah, thinking about all of my spare time to fit that in. The problem with me studying is, I said to him, like, I love studying. I'm terrible exam taker. I think I just, get too nervous with that. So yeah, horrible exam taker. But yeah, I do enjoy the process of studying. But yeah, I am like, the thing with me is that I function better at night. I'm a night owl. See, look, looped around this thing. I'm a night owl, so I function better, which is why I'm so tired, because I have to force myself to go to sleep to then wake up and be productive with my daytime things. But yeah, my body clock it prefers me to do things late at night. That's when I'll have the most energy. That's when I'll want to be doing things. So if I study again, I'm probably going to fall back into that, where I'll have to get the kids, everything done for the kids, all of the running around and stuff, done for them, and then I will more than likely study late at night. I remember studying, I did accounting, and I did it when the boys were toddlers. So Ben and Josh are 13 months apart. So when I started studying accounting and doing all of the studies and everything for that, I had Ben was 2 and Josh was 1, I think. Must have been, because I was working as well, and I went back to work when Josh was 1. So yeah, so the boys were like, yeah, babies. And I was studying, and I had to and I studied between like 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. and that was my most productive study times. So I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna sleep again if I go back to studying. But then it's like, if I don't go back to studying, what do I won't be able to progress any higher at work. So makes it a bit tricky, but anyway, you do what you gotta do, I guess. So that's my next thing, I guess, is working out. If I have the time to study, And if I do have the time to study, what I will study. Because it doesn't have to be specific to the role I'm in. Although I do get like a few extra perks with study leave and stuff if it is where I'm related to what I'm doing at work. So, but yeah, we'll see. I said to him the hard thing is that like if I do want to do it in order to like level up at work and stuff, I need to start studying now because it will take a few years. So I probably should have been more proactive about it a year ago or something. I mean, not that you ever know when the time is really right, but yeah. So that's one more thing to add to the schedule. I'm gonna need a really good organisation app or something. Get my day sorted. Oh, I don't know what I just knocked off there. It was something. Wasn't anything that I need right now, so it's been a while since I've studied though. 9 years, I guess, if Ben was about 2 when I studied. Okay. Something random's making a noise in my room, so that's something not so random, aka a kid, is gonna make noise in my room. What, bud? Didn't I tell you I couldn't help you?
I've bought some tools because you can buy some flimsy ones. I got some for myself because I saw.
But baby, don't waste the tools. Like,
no, you can't pick them. Can't pick them up.
You couldn't pick my things up.
And now I've got an inventory full of these little decorative things, but I have nowhere to put them.
Because you just keep spending money?
No, I've been collecting these around the town from other people's houses.
Oh, Ben, don't steal from other people's houses.
Did you place them there?
Yes. We'll go and place them around your house to empty your inventory. You gotta get out, babe.
I have no room.
Well, you have to place them around your house. Or give them back to the people you just stole them from.
If it doesn't get rid of a tree.
Yeah, babe. Come on out, please. This is exactly why I told you couldn't sit in here, because you promised me you wouldn't annoy me. Away you go. Okay, well that's not my problem. You gotta eat fruit. Yep, makes you stronger. Okay. Oh, children. I'll have to, I thought that would keep him distracted long enough away from me. Although, he's come to my island, and now he's stealing from all of my neighbours. What a ratbag. We got home from soccer and then I made them clean their rooms, so they're having a bit of screen time to make up for me being a monster and making them do chores. They did pretty good though. Look, Ben's room was pigsty. His room was horrible. And he cleaned it really quickly. And it's clean. I went in there. You know, they always complain like, oh, it takes me forever. I can't do that. And then his room was a mess and it literally took him like no time at all. And I didn't even really realise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So now I'm like, won't let that excuse fly any other day then. I can't do it. It's too much. I'll remind him of, hey, remember that time? That's 70. Where's my 80? Where's 80? 82. And just a little bit of a flour. Oh, we're at 15.01%. We did it! %1 on this pattern is just so many stitches. It takes forever to get that 1%. There. Put that away. 82. 46. Just need a little one. Just a little one. Oh, that's nice and little. I think I got sunburn at Josh's soccer game this morning. I just looked over and my arm looks very red. I knew I would. I should have been much more prepared. I should have known my pale white skin wouldn't have done too well out there in that type of a heat. just at a field. I didn't know. I've never been there before, so I didn't know what the shade would be like, and we kind of just panic left the house this morning because I had the chiropractor before we left, and had the chiropractor before we left, so we had to leave home really early to go in and do the chiropractor and then get out of town to the other soccer game, so I wasn't as prepared as I kind of wanted to be. And over there, cut this without cutting that top one. Perfect. Okay, done them. What have we got left? Random 1 stitches. Anything else? 90, 95. There you go. Before I put all my 90s away. Oh. This is like a nice rose gold type colour. I suppose it's under the leaf, so yeah, it is part of that purpley background. Part of that purpley background. Three more colours to go. So there were definitely some in their 70s. For that, oh, help if I was on the right. So we have 73. Oh, brought a couple over. 73. Okay. do this one. And then we finish the little bit of outside border that we have. And then 2 little single stitches. Oh. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Oh, oops. Okay, what was the other 70 in here? The bell, 75. 75. I just need a tiny bit. A tiny bit for one stitch. Oh, that might be too tiny. This might have been too tiny. Stay there, don't go anywhere. Oh no. Oh. Well, the fact that worked was pure luck. Perfect size, and I winged that, and thank goodness it paid off. That would have been embarrassing. Not really, but 50, 54. Okay, oops, that's more than one strand. Okay. So, last little stitch. Got that on. Nearly threaded my hair into the needle. Oh, get you through, little man. There we go. Didn't think that knot was going to go through to the back there. Awesome. Look at that. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, perfect. So we've got a little bit of our flower there. So that is awesome. Yeah, so it looks like just over here, just looking at the picture, compared to kind of where we're stitching at the moment, just over here we'll get just under her nose, so we won't quite get her mouth in there. But yeah, that is awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for all of my new subscribers. Thank you for all of my returning subscribers. If you did enjoy it and you're not subscribed, please like and subscribe. I'm always happy for comments. I really enjoy getting them. If you have anything you want me to talk about in particular, let me know, and I will see you back here in about a week. Thanks. Bye.